Now, ladies and gentlemen, within the past week, Valve have been on an absolute tear when it comes to updating Counter-Strike 2. Valve went off the grid for a month and returned with 5 recent updates this past week, and last night was no different. Late last night, Valve sent out a tweet alongside a new blog post and patched miscellaneous bug fixes alongside some small other things. Today's video, I want to break down this most recent blog post, but most importantly, see if changes were made with optimization with FPS, game stability, and small problems such as smokes and animations. Today's video sponsor is SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a buying and trading marketplace where you can trade off your old skins for something new. All you do is log in with Steam, then you trade the skins you no longer want to pick up the new skins you want to obtain. Any remaining cash from trading goes to your balance that can be used in any future trade. By using my code MANDO, you can get up to a free $5, and if you choose to deposit alongside using my code, you get a total of a 35% deposit bonus. With SkinsMonkey's large variety of skins, they also offer daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. If interested, it'll be the top of the link in the description below. Now, firstly, for today's video, I think it's important that we mention why it's so important that we've seen so many updates for CS2 in a very short period of time. Long story short, whenever Valve has a big update like this most recent Call to Arms update that was over 8.5 gigabytes, which that included the biggest blog post to date, maybe in Counter-Strike history, I'm not really sure. Apart from the actual update file size, whenever Valve pushes out an update, no matter how big it is, normally a new string of problems follow suit. With this most recent Call to Arms update, we've seen 4 to 5 updates coming right after that to fix some problems before that update, but mainly just for that update itself. And this has been a common theme dating back to the limited test. And a big reason that happens, while we see so many to fix other problems that maybe the devs slipped up on, didn't really know about, or didn't notice at all, I think we have to remind ourselves, that being us, the community, that Source 2 is a brand new engine, that being for Counter-Strike 2. There's also only a handful of people that actually know how to use the Source 2 engine, that being for CS2, while Valve at the moment is actively training more people to learn everything. Those people will eventually teach more people, and the dev team for CS2 is only going to grow bigger. But for right now, these are the cards that were being dealt, and at least the game is being updated versus other years or maybe decades of Counter-Strike, which is always good to see. But I want to see if these 3 bullet points have been fixed or semi-solved. The first one being FPS and game stability. Those were down significantly just over the past 4 updates. Smokes are and have been broken ever since that Call to Arms update, when they decided that they want smokes over there at Valve to now cast shadows. And then lastly, for the third one, is animations have been really janky. That being specifically with the new Kukri knife, but also sometimes with the Zeus and also the C4. With that being said, I now want to break down this most recent blog post from last night and see if, for an example, those 3 bits that I just mentioned were fixed. The first one up here is reconnecting to the game server will no longer get a player into a bad state. So I'm not 100% sure what this specifically means, but I'll give you an example of reconnecting to a game server and problems that I've had alongside with some of my friends. Let's just say their game crashes. They reboot CS2, maybe reboot their computer. When they're joining the game, sometimes it just puts them in an unlimited queue, which ends up getting them banned, or sometimes it doesn't. The game is just really weird like that. This is a big common problem in a lot of online video games, especially first-person shooters. For example, Rainbow Six Siege have also had this problem. You'll get kicked out of a game, your game will crash, you try and join back, but you're just in an ongoing queue loop of trying to queue back into the lobby or the game that you're originally in. Now, I've only had this happen once alongside with some of my friends, only a few times, but maybe that was the fix, because they're not really specific, I'm not really sure. The second point is improved voice volume when running at the game, very high frame rates. So this is the setting where you can turn people in your lobby, specifically your teammates when you're playing competitive, up and down with the volume. The third one is they fixed timings for some events and demo files representing the start of the round. The fourth one is they fixed ring artifacts that could appear on smoke particles. So not in terms of smokes getting more optimized, but smokes actually looking better. This could be a fix here, but I'm not really sure. We'll check in with that after. On the fifth one, they fixed some lobby teammates standing off screen when it comes to the main menu scenery at the warehouse map. So for those who don't know, with this recent Call to Arms update, when you open the kilowatt case, you're now in the warehouse. It also came with 2 new backgrounds you can set when you're, well, queuing up for a game, and just as your main menu loading screen whenever you're inspecting skins, which is pretty awesome. The first one being baggage, but this one being warehouse. And you can imagine what this sounds like. It's, well, true. You'd have teammates standing off to the side who are not really in frame or were blocked by some of your other teammates, so they weren't getting the full light there. The sixth one, they fixed storage units sometimes having a very small icon in the inventory view. The seventh one is they fixed regression in item shuffling when matchmaking for Premier, Competitive, or Wingman. So I'm assuming this is a lot to do with skins. Let's just say you have 5 to 6 different weapon skins equipped in your matchmaking. I've had this problem before, but not too many times, where your skins don't normally switch up unless you restart the game. If I have 4 different M4A4 skins, so if you have your CT guy on the main screen, that's who you're inspecting. Whatever M4A4 he's holding at the beginning of the night is the same M4 you're going to be holding at the very end, unless you restart your game in between. So maybe that fixed that. I think this is the 8th one where they fixed spectator kill streak effects when playing when switching up to a player with 5 kills, that being on your team or possibly the enemy, or it's just a demo you're not a part of. Maybe it's a pro game. The 9th one is they fixed regression with the butterfly knife inspect sounds. That wasn't really a problem. The big problem here was the butterfly inspect feature. I'm not really sure why, but it was completely broken with this most recent update just a couple days ago. And it wasn't the call to arms update, it was the couple after. The 10th one at this point, I'm not really sure. They added a catch sound for the new Kukri knife draw animation. And then for the final one, they fixed Zeus Tracer appearing to pass through players. And that pretty much concludes the blog post for 2/12/24. Now the most notable changes and fixes from this blog post is the majority of these were, well, at a random since they were all in a miscellaneous category, but a lot of these had to do with fixing things like animations with skins and loading screens such as the main menu and also storage units. They fixed/changed the spectator kill streak effects when switching to teammate with 5 kills, that being in a demo. And they also added a catch sound for the Kukri knife. So in terms of fixing smokes on Counter-Strike 2, I decided to boot up a Mirage game just with practice and warm-up, and now we're gonna toss some smokes to see if this fix was actually decent. And no. No, it has not been fixed, I guess. I don't know. Performance is okay. It's not as bad as it was before, I'd say, but man, that looks terrible. That really looks bad. Like, I don't know if you guys can see on your screen of how pixelated this is, but it's not good. It is not good at all. I'm not sure what the heck is going on, but just look at the top. Look at the top. You can see the little pixels. You could just see it in general, just all in the middle. I wish I could just touch it and show you guys with like a smart board from school. But yeah, this is interesting, I guess, to say the least. I'd love to see a comparison to smokes before. I know they weren't this bad, and maybe they have gotten a little better from that big update, but it's very, very pixelated. And I have my settings almost on max too, so don't say my settings are low. And then as we throw more than like 3 smokes down, my FPS dips almost 100, so that's always great too. As it goes for FPS and more optimization, I would say FPS for smokes anyway has been a little bit better. FPS and optimization for the new maps, that being baggage and shoots, not really. Even for myself at times, the FPS dips quite a bit. It's probably going to take a few more weeks and we'll probably see a dedicated update just to these 2 maps to better them, not just for one group of people with certain computers, but everybody. And it's almost next to impossible to skip over the dozens of Twitter comments, but also YouTube comments that I get saying after a big update like this or a bunch of different updates that we've seen the past couple of weeks, like right now, that FPS doesn't go down, and those people need to be recognized. And as it goes for animations, have those been fixed? I would say as of for now, yes, for the most part. Now, some other things that I want to mention is we should see more updates within this next couple of months to hopefully include some brand new mats such as Tuscan, as this has recently been found through data mines by Gabe Follower. And I also want to quickly mention that this map alongside Anubis was bought for $150,000 last year, so why would Valve spend all this money if they're not going to have it in their new shiny product? That's a question I've been asking since day 1 of CS2 fully releasing, or Valve's full release, quote unquote. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up today's commentary and breakdown of this most recent update. There has been some things fixed, but also for the most part, a lot of these things we can't really see unless you have a knife, that being the Kukri, the butterfly, and smokes are still a little janky. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.